Hi, my name is Sarah Frost, and we are back with part 2 of the Let's Spoon series in collaboration with JOI. Today we're going to be featuring JOI's cashew base again. It's a nut base, 100% blended cashews, nothing else, not even salt. So it's amazing for most things. But today we're going to be actually making a creamy shallot dressing. It can be used as a vinaigrette on top of salads, but today we're going to be actually doing a very festive dish. I love to do something that's super easy around the holidays. Obviously everyone's going to have packed houses, maybe not so much this year, but it's just, we want to keep it easy while also having something that's very, exciting and presentationally beautiful. So today we're going to be making, I've already gone ahead and quartered and roasted some cauliflower. I found a smaller cauliflower head. It's a lot easier to quarter it. And I've gone ahead and roasted this at 450 degrees for 30 minutes. You could just do it totally simple with just salt and pepper and olive oil, but I've actually done this roast cauliflower with some olives, some Turkish apricots, and some parsley. So I don't know if you can see it right there, but you quarter it, simply drench it in olive oil, throw in those chopped Turkish apricots. You can really use any sort of dry fruit you want. Roast it at 450 for 30 minutes. We could just totally have this as is, but today we're going to be going ahead and making a creamy cashew shallot dressing to go on top. I feel like roasted cauliflower is always very redone and overdone with tahini. Thanks to JOI, we can make it a little more interesting with a little bit of a cashew base. Super simple. We're going to be doing this all with just a bowl, hand whisking. You could go ahead and blend this, but I really like the bite of the shallot. Again, you can use this for salads, but it's really, really amazing on top of roast vegetables. You don't just have to do the cauliflower. You can go ahead and use whatever sort of roast vegetable you want. This dressing will kick butt with everything you do. So, ingredients for today, we're going to be using 2 tablespoons of the cashew JOI base. Let me just go ahead and get a spoon. We're going to start by whisking that up with a little bit of water. Again, JOI is a concentrate. It's just a paste, which is why it's so amazing and versatile, but to thin it out, we're going to be blending it up, hand whisking it up with a little bit of water. So 2 tablespoons, thereabouts, of the cashew. You could use the almond too. I just think that the cashew would go nicer with something like this. I'm just going to eyeball the amount of water, and we're going to kind of check the consistency from there. So I'm just going to start with probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons as well. Hand whisk. Really want to make sure that it's all broken up. The clumps are completely dissolved inside that water. And that way it's going to create this really, really nice creamy consistency that we're just going to pour over our cauliflower. Again, you can present it as is, but we want to spice it up and make something a little bit more festive. And again, just the presentation of this dish is really pretty, and I think that's really important around the holidays. All right, breaking it up all down there. Again, it just looks like a creamy base right now. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in the juice of 1 lemon. But first, before we even add the juice, we're also gonna zest this guy. So if you have a microplane, I wouldn't use a cheese grater because sometimes it just gets kind of caught in there. But we're just going to go ahead and zest about a half of this lemon, probably about 1 tablespoon. Lemon zest is, I think of it as almost like a lemon concentrate. We're going to be using the lemon juice, but the lemon zest kind of adds a different type of, more of a bite to it. You can go ahead and add some garlic to this, some crushed garlic, but again, we're just using this as the base for today. So I've gone ahead and zested that lemon. Next, we're going to go ahead and juice the whole lemon right into our mixture. Again, we're just trying to keep it easy today. The holidays can be stressful. So we're just trying to come up with a dish that's really going to wow your whole family or whoever you're with this weird Thanksgiving holiday season, and make something really nice and beautiful for whoever you're cooking for. All right, we're gonna whisk that up again. The lemon juice is really gonna make this even break down even further. I love it. And the great thing about JOI is that you can adjust so easily with any sort of sauce. You can always add a little bit more, a little bit less, whatever your type of preference is in terms of the creaminess, right? So we have the water, 2 tablespoons of the JOI, lemon juice, lemon zest. Next, we're gonna go in with a fair amount of diced shallot. I did a very fine dice on this, very finely cut up, and it's about a tablespoon and a half, something like that, right in. Again, you could blend this up, but I kind of like the bite of the shallot, so for something like this, I'm just gonna hand whisk it. Keep those shallots whole. All right, whisking it all in there. The more you whisk it, you're really kind of breaking it up, but it also adds like a type of creaminess. You're aerating and emulsifying everything together nicely. All right, so we have that going right here. Last thing, before the salt, we're just going to stream in olive oil. We're gonna stream in the olive oil while we whisk. That way it's gonna kind of aerate it and again, emulsify, making it into a nice creamy, creamy dressing. I love it. Probably about a quarter cup. Again, you can eyeball it, make it your own. And it also is gonna have this nice kind of creamy color too, which is gonna go great over the cauliflower. But again, you can use it for any sort of roast vegetables. Super simple. Last step. Big old pinch of salt. And then we're gonna salt to taste. We're gonna adjust from here. This is our base. We're going to adjust. You can go ahead and add a squeeze of honey here. You could add a little bit of date syrup or even pomegranate syrup. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a pinch of honey to kind of match the sweetness of those Turkish apricots that are in there as well. It's probably about a teaspoon. Stir that up. In terms of presenting this cauliflower dish, you can use it on a big platter. You could kind of give them individually because they're all into quarters if you're just doing 4 people. But you could even just serve it on the baking sheet itself. But for something like this today, we have our vinaigrette. I'm going to plate it up and then pour it over. You could add some pomegranate seeds. You can add some chopped nuts. You can add more chopped parsley. The garnish here is kind of the world's your oyster, but let's present this like such today. All right, so I have a big shallow platter. I think that this can kind of show off the cauliflower really, really nicely. Again, try to keep them into quarters. They're gonna wanna fall apart because they're really nice and tender, but I just think it's such a pretty dish to do around the holidays. Very simple, but kind of has that nice wow factor to it. And as the olives and the Turkish apricots kind of cook down, they have a really, really nice crunch to it, and olives get very like jammy. It's different than just doing raw olives on top. Kind of roasting them, add something, a little bit, little something, something. All right, so this is what the consistency looks like. It's pretty thin, it's like a vinaigrette. If you wanna make it thicker, just add some more JOI, yeah? All right, so I'm gonna get a spoon and we're going to just spoon this all over our cauliflower. Again, you can go with some nice herbs or nuts, more seeds, whatever you want. But I just love this. Oh, looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And by adding the shallot, it kind of like, I don't know, I love vinaigrettes on top of roast vegetables. I think it's really underrated to use that sort of the acidity with the nice sweetness of the shallot on top of any sort of roast vegetables. It's not just for salads, okay? Capiche? There we are. Roast cauliflower with Turkish apricots, olives, and our JOI. Enjoy and happy holidays, everyone.